Namaste and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathy and today I'm going to lead you through a 15-minute sequence that you can weave into a daily practice if you're working on your splits progress. If you want a longer class, I do have that in my channel and I'll leave the link down below. Otherwise, let's get started. Good. So today we're going to start in Tadasana, mountain pose, so all the way onto your feet. What's important I find in a lot of flexibility training programs or in a lot of stretch classes, there's very little strengthening of the muscle. I always like to work on strengthening the muscle first, creating a little bit of resistance before we start stretching them. So go ahead, slide the block in between your thighs. If you don't have two blocks, books are completely fine. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One last breath in. Inhale. Exhale. From here, sending the hands all the way up. Inhale. And as you exhale, squeeze the block, pushing bum back, sitting nice and low into chair pose, Utkatasana. Over here, biceps are by the side of the ears. Really shift the weight to the heels, but also grip down through all 10 toes. Keep squeezing the block, engage your quads. Draw the rib cage in slightly and draw the tailbone under and down towards your heels. Push the bum back, sit a little lower, hold. If you can't see your toes, you're pushing too far forward, so remember to draw your hips back. Five, 4, 3, 2, inhale. And exhale, release the hands down, release the block, come into a forward fold. Okay. In your forward fold, come into ragdoll. You're welcome to take hip distance apart if that feels good. You can grab onto opposite elbows and we're going to hang out here in ragdoll. One way I find very useful is to bend the knees a whole lot first, rest your belly onto your thighs, and then take your hands right on your hips and you're going to pull and lengthen the sit bones all the way up towards the ceiling. I find that this creates a deeper length or longer length through the hamstrings. And it feels really good. Keep allowing the head to drop, to get heavy. If your arms feel uncomfortable, you can always drop them down towards the floor, towards the ground. If not, just grab onto opposite elbows and lengthen through the back of the legs. Notice how the weight feels through the four corners of the feet. And one more big inhaling. So you can fall down a little deeper. Good. Slowly halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Slowly bend the knees. And we're going to come into a hip flexor stretch. So grab onto your block, right foot sets onto the block. And you're going to walk that left knee back. Careful to stack that right knee over that right ankle. Hands can be on that right knee. Make sure it's not turning out. It's turning into the center, towards the midline. So internal or scissoring of the legs here would really help to engage Mula Bandha. Lifting through the chest, do not let it collapse into the lower back, and we're going to stay here. Inhale. And exhale. Each time, each exhalation, an opportunity to drag that left hip down a little bit more, to feel the stretch all the way down this left hip flexor. Oh, this feels so good. Doing with the block actually helps to deepen the stretch a lot more. It's a lot more intense. You're welcome to try it without. 30 seconds more. Keep driving that left hip down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To come out, just draw that right hip back slightly and then release the block. Good, let's switch sides. So left foot on top of the block this time. Okay. Walk the right knee back. And then when you're ready, sinking that right hip down, being sure that that left knee doesn't turn out to the side, turning back into the midline. And when you're here, if you have balance, close your eyes, actively engaging your pelvic floor so you're not wobbling. Grip down through that left big toe, hold it here. Let's go for 2 minutes. Inhaling, feeling the length of the spine. Exhaling, an opportunity to see how far you can go without hurting yourself. Notice if there's a difference on this side. Some of us have a weaker side. One more full breath in. Slowly, hands find the ground. Push the left hip back to release. Good. That was good. So from here, after our hip flexor stretches, start with the right side. We're going to work on stretching our quad. Go ahead. Left hand comes down. Right hand reaches back to grab the left foot, and you're going to create a nice quad stretch over here. You're welcome to pad the knee as much as you need to. If you can come down, you can also use the blocks for this. You can come down to forearms. Can you make a slight opening of the right hip if that feels good? A stretch through the outer right hip. Bring the left heel so close to your bum. Hold. Take another full breath. Good. Slowly release. Switch sides. Bring the left leg forward. And slowly, when you're ready, left hand reaches back to grab the back foot, your right foot. Again, if you can, lower down. You're welcome to use a strap here if you can't reach your foot. Slight opening of that left knee so that you can feel a nice stretch through the outer hip. Bringing your heel as close as you can to the bum. One more full breath. Oh, feels so good. Slowly, don't slingshot, just release. Good. From here, we're going to work on half split. We're going to start by using 2 blocks. Okay, starting on the right side once more. Slowly make a 90-degree angle with that left leg, and your right foot is flexed. Your right toes are pointing up to the ceiling. Okay, drive the right hip back, pull the left hip forward, and then you're going to feel a deeper stretch through that right hamstring. Good. Engage your knees, or pull your knees up towards your hip. Good. And slowly stay here. One way of deepening the stretch in Ardha Hanumanasana is to keep the legs engaged and keep the upper body engaged, so there's no slumping that goes on. The more you round in the spine, the less length you're going to feel in the hamstrings, and instead you want to imagine that you're pulling that left thigh forward, pulling the right hip back so much that the sternum is going to move past that right big toe. Another way is to think that your legs are engaged as if they're dragging towards each other. So my right heel is dragging towards my left. Okay? The internal rotation of the hip actually helps to keep the hip stable and square. And you can always see how far you can go by walking the blocks down. The further down you go, you have to be careful that you're not slumping and rounding in the spine. Remember to find that lift, looking forward. Moving down a little bit more if there's more space. Okay. And yoga is often a chance to communicate with the body. Okay. Being very careful to not overstretch. And at the same time refraining from understretching it as well. Learn to find your edge. One more full breath in. One last breath in. Keep dragging the feet towards each other. Inhale. Good. Slowly walk the hands back and release. Let's switch sides. Left leg. Okay, same thing, right leg finds that nice 90-degree angle. Okay, you can untuck the back foot, look forward, lengthen, left hip pulls back, right thigh pulls forward, keeping the hips square, the thighs scissoring in towards each other, flex into the left foot, with the toes pointing up towards the ceiling, and stay here. Pull that left hip back, pull the right thigh forward. Keep the legs engaged, keep the upper body lifted. With a slight lift of the navel up into the spine. Again, always finding a little bit of space to move in deeper into the pose. I always like to imagine my sternums going over the toes or belly close towards the top thigh. And splits was something that I took about 6 months to get all the way down, and even then splits is something that you can always revisit because there's always ways to refine the posture, to try to find that squared hip split. I find that it's a lot more useful to stay in a half split Ardha Hanumanasana instead of going all the way down, because it works on keeping the legs engaged, keeping your upper body engaged, the lift through the navel, and it helps your hips stay square, because oftentimes when we go all the way down, there is this sense of opening of the hip that happens, especially for me at least. Take a full breath. Slowly release. Good. Our next stretch from half split is our crane or a warrior 3. You're welcome to have one block in front of you. So go ahead, let's start with the left leg. Left leg extends all the way out. Flex into the left foot. Inhale. Lift it up. Try to keep the hips square. Exhale, knee towards your nose. Inhale, extend. Lift it up a little higher. Straighten that right leg, but don't hyperextend. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. One last time. Inhale, extend. Lift through the chest and exhale. From here, let's come into warrior 3. You're welcome to lift the hands all the way up into your chest or keep the hands down. Okay, turning the left hip down. We're going to stay here. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, slowly forward fold. Bend the knees, circle the arms up. Inhale. And exhale, let's forward fold all the way down. Good. From here, let's do the other side. Crane or supported warrior 3. Left leg on the ground. Right leg extends out. Turn the right hip down. Flex into the right foot. Inhale, look up. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lift it up a little higher. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, extend. Maybe chest up a little higher and exhale. You're welcome to stay here with the right leg extended, left leg straight, or come into warrior 3 with the hands to heart center. Flex into the right foot. Lift the right leg up a little higher. Rotate the right hip down. Lift the chest up a little higher and hold. Five, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Good. So let's come from Tadasana. You're going to step the left foot back first. Okay. You can have the toes pointed out about 45 degrees, so long as your hips are square. Some people like to have it parallel, but this is entirely up to you. Take a full breath in, inhale. And as you exhale, hinging from the hips, you're going to find your way slowly all the way. Okay, in this particular pyramid, check to see that your right hip pulls back, left thigh pulls forward. Okay, we're going to come into a lifted heel variation, so you can really feel it all through the calf as well as through the hamstring. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. You're welcome to walk the hands all the way back behind you. Stay. One more full breath. Walk the hands all the way forward. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Flamingo stretch. Slowly fold over that right leg. Bring the left heel towards your bum, left knee towards your chest. You're welcome to grab your ankle if that's what you prefer. Hold. One more full breath. And exhale, left foot to meet the right. Forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Let's do it to the other side. Right foot steps back this time. Okay. Right foot can turn out slightly. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, slowly fold all the way down, pulling the left hip back, right thigh forward. Okay, you can find the blocks or you can walk the hands all the way back behind you, lifting through that right heel. And hold. One more full breath in. Walk the hands all the way forward, flamingo pose. Bring the right knee in towards the chest. Right heel close towards your bum. You're welcome to grab the ankle. Both hands, one hand, try. One more full breath in. And exhale, right leg down to meet the left. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Last thing to do, we're going to move into our full split. Okay, come all the way down and start with the left side. Walk that right knee back, flex into that left foot. Okay, you can untuck or keep the foot tucked, up to you. Okay. Always pulling the thighs in towards each other and pulling the left heel back into the right. Make sure you're not slumping in the lower back. I see a lot of students tend to want to slump back this way just to drive the left heel forward. Use the blocks to create a lift through the chest, lift through the spine, all the way from the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Kino, what are you doing? So you're welcome to go a little deeper, but try to keep the hips as square as possible. So even though I'm able to do a full split, I'm working on keeping my hips square, so this actually works better for me. So you're welcome to go as deep as you want. Always remembering to lift through the navel. And you can do it. Take a full breath in. One last breath, inhale. And exhale, slowly drag it out. Let's switch sides. Oh, that felt so good. Let's switch sides. Right leg into the left knee back. Flex into the right foot. Pull right hip back, left thigh forward. Look forward, slightly lift through the navel. Squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. Stay. This might be hard to tell, but my legs are actually engaged and they're pulling in towards the center line. Full breath in. One last breath. Slowly drag it out. Good. Shake out your legs. Okay. And we've come to the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana for however long you want. As always, leave me a comment, thumbs up, or leave me some suggestions on how or what you'd like to see for the future. And otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye!